Welcome to In Conversation. I'm Siska Margareta. I head up corporate communications for Visa in Asia Pacific, and I'm joined today by Kunal Chatterjee, who is the head of our Visa Acceptance Solution Sales for Asia Pacific. Now, before we begin our conversation, let's simply define what acceptance means to Visa. It simply means the ability of our merchants to accept Visa as a form of payment. And it simply means making it easier for our consumers to pay, whether it's in person, online, or through many other digital channels, and making our merchants able to receive funds more quickly as well. So, Kunal,
Hi.
what excites you the most these days about there's been a lot happening on the acceptance space, as well as the technologies and trends that are shaping what merchants and partners and consumers need. So what excites you the most?
Sure. I mean, you defined it so well on the acceptance side. I think we should swap seats. When you really think about the payments industry has changed rapidly so fast in the last few years that payment journeys are getting fragmented. And let me talk about that a little more. A few years ago, I started working. My kids tell me that was the age of the dinosaurs. But when I first started working, I got my first stipend, it was in cash. And when I look at children today, most of their times they're either gaming or on their devices, and the type of payments that they get are coins, gaming coins, digital currencies. So the whole concept on how payments have changed and what it means for generations today is completely different from the past. And when you sort of replay that forward in terms of the role Visa plays to ensure money movement is done in a safe and secure manner, consumer trends are evolving. Merchants need to accept that in a safe and secure manner. That's our job at Visa. And our job in Visa Acceptance Solutions is to ensure that merchants and acquirers and various players in that ecosystem can enable those payments fast and safe and secure manner.
Yeah, and I think we've got similar age children. So my child thinks I was born in the world of dinosaurs as well. They're transacting in different ways, and even in terms of gaming,
Yeah.
and they're purchasing and transacting and different ways of payments. So to add to your points, even merchants, like how do we even define merchants anymore? They're like new
100%.
types of
That's
merchants,
that's
right?
exactly right.
Yeah.
So if we then take that back in terms of trends, what is that?
Mm.
So when you think about consumers, consumers are wanting a service or a product. They don't really care about how that payment journey is going to be. So whether you're on your watch or on your phone or on your laptop or whatever screen, whatever way that happens, consumers want a service or a delivery wherever they are. And when you flip that trend on its head, what does it mean for merchants?
Mm.
Because merchants need to keep up with those trends to ensure when Siska is buying her goods and services on her phone or in person at the shop, the experience is seamless. And that's essentially where merchants want to be. So, who are the players behind that? You think about the banks and the acquirers. So, the technology, architecture, and the frameworks need to enable these sort of movements of experiences, which unfortunately does not always happen today. So, you see a lot of the payment journeys sort of broken in that sense.
And what are some of the things that Visa is doing on our acceptance platform that is making sure we not only keep up with the pace, but set
Yeah.
the pace for our merchants and the ultimate consumers?
When you think about the role of Visa Acceptance Platform, there are multitudes of ways that we can enable payment experiences. The Visa Acceptance Platform leverages the best of Visa can do for our merchants and acquirers. Let's talk about how that is. It leverages all our acquisitions that we have done in the past 10 years, starting with CyberSource, that was our payment gateway platform, all the way to last year with FeatureSpace, that enables rock solid AI based fraud and risk tools for our key clients. So, how does it work? The acceptance platform is a scheme agnostic platform. That means we can enable acceptance across not just Visa, but all major card networks in the world, alternate payment rails, and wallets. What it does is it operates at 5 nines. That means we are up and running no matter what. A lot of our clients actually use us to say, hey, if our systems go down, we can step in. And that provides resiliency as a use case for a lot of our clients. A lot of our clients tell us if my merchants want a single integration, which is cloud native and with a single API, but my merchant wants to operate in Singapore, then wants to go to Australia to expand their business. How can they do that? Once you're connected to us with our switch to issuer processing capabilities, they can go to anywhere in the world with that single connection. Last but not least, our platform is designed for omni-channel experiences. Going back to the trends we spoke about, whether you're in store or online, you want seamless and frictionless payment journeys, we can enable that. We have enabled certification processes with our ISVs and tech partners, so we can come with any sort of vertical strategy in a box to enable those payment experiences. But the fundamental problem that we're looking to solve for is technology architecture and technology platforms that banks, large banks, and acquirers rely on today. When you take a step back, they spend about 70% of their IT budgets on maintenance and upkeep of their current platforms. Now, the phrase I like to use is when you think about technology and platforms that are used based on tools of yesterday, innovation becomes expensive today, and the opportunities slowly start slipping away tomorrow.
And I think that's very much describing what Visa has always maintained to strive for our customers and our partners. That reliability, security, and frictionless from the customer experience, right?
100%.
I spoke about new technologies earlier, and we hear. It amazes me that this time last year we were still talking about the rise of generative AI. Before that, AI seemed very new.
Yes.
But now, for the last 6 months, we've been talking about agentic AI. But for Visa, it's also agentic commerce. So how are new technologies, whether it's agentic or Web3, stablecoins, affecting how we think about our acceptance platform to, again, make sure we are there for our merchants and consumers?
I was so expecting you were going to ask me this question. There's no conversation that takes place without
Yes.
agentic. So let's take a step back. The prediction that we are fervently looking at enabling is about 30% of all e-commerce transactions will be driven by agents by 2030. 2030 is not very far away.
Yes.
And a lot of those journeys are now starting to happen themselves. What does this essentially mean? Because consumer behavior is moving from not just find me the best deal, but buy it on my behalf. Earlier this year, Visa launched Visa Intelligent Commerce, which was essentially enabling an agent to pair with your credential to enable buying behavior. Now, the acceptance platform has enabled something called Visa Trusted Agent Protocol because merchants need to know Siska's agent is real, Kunal's agent is real. So when the agents interact, it's in a trusted framework, consent driven, and it actually does what it's supposed to do. And there's a lot of risk that is associated with that. And it's our job always at Visa to ensure credentials and payment journeys are safe and secure. And that's the role of the Trusted Agent Protocol that we have built into our platform. So when merchants or acquirers need to leverage and future proof their business, they can enable it by consumption through the platform itself.
That is actually solving for a key question when we first launched Visa Intelligence Commerce, as you said, the questions that from clients and merchants like, how do we detect a fake agent?
Yes.
Right? And how do we
100%.
make sure that they are transacting with a legitimate sort of agent?
Absolutely. I mean, and when you look at history, Visa enabled the framework for e-commerce transactions. Now we are doing so for agentic commerce as well. So we know we have a very strong right of play. We have a strong technology. We have a strong history behind this. And we are all for ensuring that that same security protocol stays on.
And Kunal, what you're saying here is this is why I made a distinction between agentic AI and agentic commerce, because agentic AI is there.
Yes.
But without payments,
100%.
it's just a search engine.
Yes.
And
correct.
so what Visa is enabling us to do and securely
Yes.
with Trusted Agent Protocol is to transact, right?
100%.
And what are you seeing in terms of the questions or the concerns or the response from the merchants that you speak to?
They're very excited about this space, and they are looking to find ways to future-proof themselves in terms of their journeys. But there are so many problems right now that they're coming to us with in terms of needing a single integration. Acquirers are telling us, hey, if we need to enable through a single stack all networks, Now, that's the beauty of the acceptance platform being part of value added services in Visa. We enable acceptance not just for Visa, but all major card schemes in the world and alternate payment rails. When those files are ingested, you get access to all the different types of payment methods because that's what merchants and acquirers would want. They don't want different connections, it's a single connection. With that single connection, whether the card is used or the credential is used in an online space or in an offline space, that remains our focus area to ensure we can bring this forward to all our key clients in the world.
What you highlight is exactly what Visa has always tried to do, not move by itself, not lead by itself, but move with the ecosystem and bring our partners along because interoperability is key, right? We can't
Absolutely.
just innovate on our own and develop our own path, which will make frictions in the future potentially for our consumers if our partners and ecosystem partners are not along for the
100%,
ride. So
100% agree.
so what do you anticipate moving forward, the immediate or the longer term? What trends do you see would be shaping, our acceptance platform, and what merchants and partners
Sure.
would look for?
Our focus area is going to be basically three things. How do we ensure the acceptance platform continues to be the best in class platform given the best of Visa on how we can deliver payment experiences to our end merchants and our acquiring clients? In terms of making our platform more scalable, we are also working with a majority of the ISV terminal providers to ensure if anyone needs to have card present capabilities, they can do so in the matter of 3 months. We are accelerating our certifications, we are accelerating our technology, we are accelerating our integrations so that at a market level, clients can move much faster to address needs of today. To address needs of tomorrow, we have ensured our platform is scalable in terms of agentic commerce through the trusted agent protocol. And last but not least, we are also ensuring our platform has the right level of security to ensure fraud is low, approval rates are high. And that's essentially what's going to drive the payment journeys of tomorrow.
That's an exciting space to be. And I think we'll look forward to more sort of the new technologies coming and Visa will be ready. Kunal, thank you so much again for today. That was really, really enjoyable and hopefully very valuable for anyone listening to this podcast of In Conversation. Always a pleasure to have you. You're such an insightful speaker, and I'm sure people
Thank you.
learn a lot from it, including myself.
Thank you, Siska. Thank you for having me. Really enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode of In Conversation.